Julian King, 53, the former British ambassador to France, said Theresa May's cabinet had to be clear about what it wants from the Brexit talks. Mr. King's comments come as Brexit Secretary David Davis prepares for the second phase of talks focused on securing a trade deal. He told the Evening Standard that it was too early for discussions about a future relationship. Mr. King, who was nominated to the role of the UK's EU Commissioner by David E. Cameron in 2006, said, "We haven't got there yet." GettyJulian King has said, "The UK must have clear goals in the trade talks with the EU. I hope we're going to get there quite soon, that we can start talking about the future relationship, the substance of the future relationship. In key areas like security, that will depend on the UK being reasonably clear about what it wants in different areas. It will also depend on the EU 27 clearing their minds on some of these issues. But I hope that we can move reasonably quickly to look at this." Brexiteers may be disappointed with Mr. King's comments, with many hoping for speedy progress on trade talks which are due to kick off in March. Friday, December 8, 2017. Here is the 15-page Brexit deal in full. "We haven't got there yet. I hope we're going to get there quite soon, that we can start talking about the future relationship. The substance of the future relationship, in key areas like security." European Commissioner for Security Julian King. Brexit Secretary David Davis issued a warning to the European Union on Monday, saying it could not cherry-pick the terms of a free trade deal, turning the tables on the EU's usual threat to the UK. He wrote in The Telegraph, "I do not believe the strength of this cooperation needs to change because we are leaving the European Union. Many of these principles can be applied to services trade too. Given the strength and breadth of the pan-European economic relationship, a deal that took in some areas of our economic relationship but not others would be, in the favored phrase of EU diplomats, cherry-picking." GettyJulian King wants the cabinet to be clear in its aims over a free trade deal with the EU. Mr. King said security should be part of the relationship regardless of a final trade deal. He said, "Security is one of the areas, whatever else happens in the wider Brexit discussions, where there is a clear self-interest, a shared self-interest of the EU 27 on one side and the UK on the other, to find productive ways of continuing to work together as close as possible. The EU and UK have both insisted that security cooperation should be unconditional." Mr. King added, "I take that to mean that they recognize that whatever else is going on in the Brexit negotiations, here's an area where we should try and find ways of continuing very close cooperation." GettyJulian King wants close security cooperation between the UK and the youth British diplomat and civil servant who took up his latest position in September 2016, said security cooperation could be agreed issue by issue. For example, by allowing the UK to work with the EU's police agency, Europol, or access its border control database, the Schengen Information System (SIS), or in a more horizontal way. Last summer, a government white paper said the EU and UK should intensify security cooperation, mentioning the SIS, Europol, the European Arrest Warrant, and EU fingerprint and DNA systems.